Did you overpromise to the American public what you could achieve in your first year in office? And how do you plan to course correct going forward?
Why are you such an optimist? Look, I didn't overpromise, but I have probably outperformed what anybody thought would happen. The fact of the matter is that we're in a situation where we have made enormous progress. You mentioned the number of deaths from COVID. Well, it was 3 times that not long ago. It's coming down. Everything's changing. It's getting better. Look, I didn't overpromise, but I think if you take a look at what we've been able to do, you'd have to acknowledge we made enormous progress. But one of the things that I think is something that, one thing I haven't been able to do so far is get my Republican friends to get in the game of making things better in this country.
Well, a somewhat roundabout answer there from Joe Biden, who was asked if he overpromised in his first year as president. President Biden has held a proper press conference and taken multiple questions from reporters for the first time in nearly 80 days. We have finally reached the president's official 1-year anniversary in office, and with that comes some intense questioning on how he's performed in his first year. It's no secret the last 12 months has been a tumultuous year for Joe Biden, who has found himself at the centre of numerous crises and declining poll numbers. After addressing the nation, the first reporter he called upon took no prisoners in his line of questioning. The reporter began with, "Inflation is up, the Build Back Better bill is stalled in Congress, voting reform legislations could fail in Senate, COVID-19 is still raging on, and the nation remains divided. Did you overpromise to the American people about what you could achieve in your first year?" In usual fashion, the president rambled for 5 minutes straight on how he hasn't overpromised Americans and that his administration has gotten a lot more done than people understand. Biden claimed he's actually outperformed as president than expected, and that the challenge he faces is being able to get the Republican Party to want to make things better for the country.
I did not anticipate that there'd be such a stalwart effort to make sure that the most important thing was that President Biden didn't get anything done. Think about this. What are Republicans for? What are they for? Name me one thing they're for. And so the problem here is that I think what I have to do, and the change in tactic, if you will, I have to make clear to the American people what we are for. We've passed a lot. We passed a lot of things that people don't even understand what's all that's in it, understandably. So the difference is I'm going to be out on the road a lot, making the case around the country with my colleagues who are up for re-election and others, making the case of what we did do and what we want to do, what we need to do. And so I don't think I've overpromised at all, and I'm going to stay on this track. You know, one of the things that I remember, and I'll end this with, I was talking with, Jim Clyburn, who was a great help to me in the campaign in South Carolina. And Jim said, and when he endorsed me, and there was a clip on television in the last couple of days of Jim, and it said that we want to make things accessible and affordable for all Americans. That's healthcare. That's education. That's prescription drugs. That's making sure you have access to all the things that everybody else has. We can afford to do that. We can't afford not to do it. So I tell my Republican friends, here I come. This is going to be about what are you for? What are you for? And I'll lay out what we're for.